don't know why I feel called to do this right now, but I was just driving. I parked my car. This is my new apartment place. My first apartment ever. Took a long time to get here. I'm gonna keep out a bunch of details. I tend to swerve into different random topics and go down random rabbit holes, but I parked on the curb. I bumped up the hood, the fender a little bit, and it popped off, and I had to put it back on. I'm stressing about it. I'm like, damn, man, like, this car's shit. I bought it for a bad deal. I bought it for like $800 more than it's worth. Yada yada. And this apartment is terrible. It's got bugs everywhere. Things are falling apart. And it's like only like our third, fourth day. I'm sleeping with a mattress naked on the floor. Like the mattress is naked. And I was thinking like, damn, this is not at all where I thought I'd be when I was 20 years old. Like I thought I'd have it figured out by now. And I thought I'd have momentum. And it seems like I'm always at the stage of like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm starting now. Like I'm gonna have momentum. I've seen it always be at the start, but now I'm really committed and I'm really making it happen. It's gonna be bit by bit, understanding patience and understanding that things take time. I just kind of wanted to put the thought out that like right now I have to downgrade my lifestyle so that I can upgrade it. And what that's gonna do for me is it's gonna really put me in a position where I hate my life, you know, and that's gonna push me to the motivation of really working hard to get out of there, because it's perspective. You know, if you've had everything really smooth and gravy for your whole life, you've never really know what it likes to suffer, and you don't really know how to push forward. And I guess the reason I'm filming now is just listening to the podcast with Lex Friedman and Paul Rosalie. They're both in the jungle, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like that's almost like my dream life. But I just have these freaking ambitions of money, and not really money, more of I want to achieve the dreams of how I see myself and become the person I see myself becoming. Like a huge music artist and huge comedian. You know, and I know that'll take a decade and a half, 2 decades, to really become the absolute best. And I really have this huge craving to just go move out to the Amazon, because I feel like it makes things so much better. I could just truly be the happiest version of myself. But at the same time, I'm like, I know that I'll have given up my early stages and given up my dreams at that moment. And so I know I'll have to be patient with that. So I told myself I was going to give myself until I was 35 to give up, but I know I'll succeed by then. So whatever that means. But I was listening to that podcast, and they're talking about the show Alone, and saying that like in moments of loneliness, pulling out a camera and talking to yourself feels like you're talking to somebody else. And it's like, yeah, I feel very alone right now. And it's like, it sucks, but with time, that problem will heal itself. Like, I feel alone because Frank and I are always on different schedules, and Frank's pretty much the only person I got out here. The person we moved out here with, Rio, we expect him to be in jail soon, like, or in the next couple of years of his life. Like, just a terrible human, terrible person. It was a mess. Sorry to be talking that ill of him. Didn't want to say that, but I guess I did. And I'm too lazy to edit. But why am I filming this right now? What did I have to say? Like what? I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'm just gonna vent. But like I see myself like I'm like, oh, all these people like making YouTube videos and such, and like making little skits on Instagram and stuff, and I'm like, I've been off social media for so long, I don't want to get back on, and I'm like, I want to do that because I want the reward, but I don't want the work. So I understand, like, I'm just gonna stay off of it. And I'm just very perplexed which direction I want to go right now, and understanding that I need to be patient and just get what's on my plate done with, which is moving into the apartment, getting a job, starting the business so I can make more money, because I'm starting a window washing business. And I mean, my first day, within 3 hours, I had made $250. So, and like in my bank account, like Zelle. So I'm like, you know what? If I just do one sale a day, if I can train Frank how to get one sale a day, like if we knock 100 houses each, going from 9 or 10 a.m. until we knock 100 or 150, until we get someone to say yes, it's like we can make $7.5 grand a month each. So I'm like, okay, money will be figured out soon, because I'm so distraught, and like I don't like my current life situation so much that I not only don't want to be home, because we also don't have Wi-Fi. I don't really have anything to do, and deleted all these apps on my phone. There's nothing to fill my boredom. So I'm like, okay, I've set up the position where now I have nothing to do but go work. And besides that, it's like I'm writing every day, writing jokes, writing bars, writing music, all these things. And it's like just the baby steps through it, because I can't get immediate success out of that, and I understand that, and I love that, because it means I have to actually go through the journey. You know, you can't climb a mountain. There's no shortcut to climbing a mountain. It takes 10,000 steps. You know, you just have to do one step at a time. And so while I'm doing that, I'll be paying my bills with this business, which really doesn't take that much effort, which is perfect for me, because it's like, it's not requiring my entire being to live, you know. So I won't have to give up that. And it'll take me a couple of years to really get the momentum I see. And it's just a matter of being patient and being persistent, you know. Persistence trumps talent every time. Thank you, Miss Strickland. And moving out here has taught me lots of things. It's taught me what I really care about, what I really don't, and the ability to design your life. Design what I spend my time on, you know. Like, when I was back at home with my family, it's like, there was a lot of time where it was like, hey, you want to go play some Fortnite? Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, you want to go surf? Yeah. Hey, you want to go thrifting? Yeah. Like, hey, like, can you go do these chores? Like, yeah. And it's like, there's always something kind of taking out time of your day. So you only had like an hour or two of free time doing the same amount of like job hours. But here it's like I'm doing the same amount of job hours and I have half of a day of nothing. So it's like that I can live 2 whole lives in one day, you know. Like limiting distractions and engineering and lifestyle, you know. I really have that freedom to do that, and it's taught me that, number one, I don't care about fame or money, really. I mean, money's a necessity, and I obviously have the desire to be successful, but I really just learning, I just want to have the ability to live safe and get out of the hood and get out of shitty apartments with bugs everywhere and doors breaking and just all the mess that there is. And a fridge that smells like dead animals, like all these things. Like, money makes things nicer, it buys peace of mind. I could talk for that for a while, but it really showed me I don't want to be a famous actor. I don't want to. There's a lot of things that show me I don't want to be. I don't really want to be an entrepreneur, but I'm like, you know what? If I have that skill, I can just do that, you know, to get my feet on the ground. Or get up. I don't want to stand up. I don't know. But it showed me that I really want to be a comedian. You know, I've gone and done my first stand-up, and it went really great. And I made people laugh. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And like, it showed me that how much joy I get from being generous. And it showed me my social anxiety. Like, right now I'm freaking out that this person next to me might see my camera, so I'm putting my arm out. So, and it showed me the kind of people I want in my life, the kind of people I don't want in my life. It showed me how to really be myself, unapologetically. Like, I truly don't care what people think. Like, I'm at work at Panda Express to pay the bills, and I'm like, I have my journal and like my little, it's joke book, bar book, like writing raps, writing jokes, writing ideas, and it's like, they're like, why do you do that? Like that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, and now it's gotten to the point where I'm so like, I don't care what you think. They like respect it, and they're like, dude, that's really cool. Like, I wish I did that. And I'm like, And what else? Life updates. I don't know. I love listening to albums in full. I love talking to people. I think in the near future, within the next couple of years, I'll probably start a podcast with Ethan, stepbrother Ethan, once we live together. Because, man, every single morning we're FaceTiming and having these great conversations. And I'm like, man, we should just record these and post these. And I feel like so many people have that like feeling of like, dude, we should just record our conversations. But it's like, we don't even have to change anything about our life except put a camera there in the corner where we don't even see it really. And maybe a mic up. And it's like, we still get to have our great conversations. We get to have many more people enjoy our great conversations because we have so many truths about life in that and so many wisdoms as we're growing up. And I feel like that's just something really cool. So I'm like, yeah, we're probably gonna start that because that's what I'm about. And I'm learning what kind of things I can do that I like, you know, because like I see like how I want to be like a YouTuber or whatever, and I'm like, I really don't care about that. I don't want to do these short form like fast content, like non-creative. And I'm like, why not just be myself? And so like that's what podcasts will be, because I just love conversations so much that I want to have conversations with a million people. Because like, think about it, if you have a conversation with a 40-year-old or an 80-year-old, let's go for an 80-year-old. I can, if I ask the right questions and grow the skill of conversation skills, I can get from them 80 years worth of wisdom and life experience that I can apply to my life. And that way, I can technically live like 10,000 years in one lifetime because I have years of other people's experience put into mine. And it makes sense when you think about it, but that's what I'm about. And my writing has gotten much stronger since I moved out here. My rhyming and stuff, like the other day I was at the coffee shop and Ethan was like, yo, I want you to write some bars right now. I was like, all right. So it took 10 minutes and I wrote like a whole verse, and he was like, dude, I just want to hear more. Like, I don't want it to stop. And I'm like, oh shit, bitch. And I said, like, give me a word to rhyme with. And I wrote a whole thing off of that. Dude, all these people are cutting me off. What else? I'm about to go to work right now, but I just set up all my apartment. I put all my food in my pantry and such. I'm gonna go back to the old house and pick up a table and a couch. Put the couch in the back seat of the van, back trunk of the van, and I'm gonna have a great day because I have nothing else to do. And listen to like 3 podcasts today. It's like 3 o'clock right now. I listened to one with Chris Williams and C-Bum, and I listened to one with Paul Rosalie and Joe Rogan, and then another one, Paul Rosalie and Lex Friedman. And the light is red and nobody's gonna go forward, and this person's cutting me off. So, yeah, I feel like that's enough. I don't know. I just got to the point where I needed to just talk, I guess. And I told myself I was never really gonna do these videos again because I don't like them. But it came out. Another thing. My face is getting so much fatter because all I'm doing is eating fast food. I'm surviving off of Panda Express teriyaki chicken and white rice. And then when I'm not there, Costco hot dogs and pizza and McDonald's McChickens and the $5 meal with a bunch of french fries and sauce. So I'm getting fat. My dad told me this would happen. He's like, I can't wait to see you grow up and get fat. And I'm like, thanks. But love your dad. I know what you meant. And I just need life to get smoothed out. It'll get smoothed out soon. That's another thing. Last thing. I'm understanding patience now. I have the new emotion of like patience. Like, I understand it. I understand pastime, laziness, and being patient for things. Like, I have the balance of balancing ambitious impatience, time, and reality, and understanding that, yeah, there's things I want right now. Like, I want it right now. Like, I want to go do this. And I understand the balance of waiting for it to happen. Can you go, please? Ooh, there's a car accident right here. Okay, sorry. There's a fire truck, ambulance right here. And there's a lady in the back with a phone. She's filming. Why does everybody film everything? Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, patience. And it's like, I see myself, I'm like, okay, I want to start this business. Like, I want to get going. I want to start making like rap songs, and I want to like start making art, start playing music, and like get into a band and do all these things. And I'm like, okay, I understand that you can't do all at once, and it takes a long time. So I'm understanding it just takes baby steps. And I call people, like I call Ethan, he's like, just do that right now. And I'm like, I am. Like, it just takes small steps, you know? Like, yeah, you could take big leaps, but it's like 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 big leaps a month don't amount to the same consistent footwork every day for years, you know. And I don't know how to put this into words. I just understand being patient. I understand that I needed to wait 2 months to get my own apartment to start this business, which I just started it. And then I'm like, okay, it's all happening exactly how I pictured it now. Like, I'm understanding how to cater my ambitions to reality. And understanding that it'll take me another month to get really situated in this apartment and starting to like go door knocking every single day and develop a rhythm and understanding neighborhoods and demographics and like just getting out there, taking time to really memorize the script and get better at the negotiation at the door. And it just takes patience before I can make 1, 2, 4 sales a day. And it's just being patient with it, you know, knowing that it will come gives you so much peace of mind. And I was talking to Ethan the other day. He was saying that like he's really getting into jiu-jitsu. He wants to be a world champion. Like, that's what he's working towards. And he's so pressured that, like, as young guys, we all have this pressure of like, oh, like, I need to achieve it now. Like, I want it now. And he's understanding, like, his coach told him, he's like, look, the peak of your body is until you're in 26 to 27. Give yourself some time. Like, it's okay. And Ethan's like, oh my God, I have 8 to 9 years until I'm at my peak. 8 to 9 years is so much time. In 5 years, you could be world champion. Like, not really, but like, there's so much time, and it's like once you give yourself the time, like I open up my time frame of I want this success by the time I'm 22. Like, no, give yourself until 35, and it's like I'm sure of it, you will achieve it before you're 35. But it's like, why set yourself up for disappointment and anxiety of not being good enough and stress of all that? And yeah, take things one step at a time, understanding how things work, enjoying life, you know, giving yourself time, and developing your relationships. So, what was another one I've understood lately? Yeah, pastimes. Bro, I have so little things to do, so especially these past 2 to 3 weeks, because we've been couch surfing until we got approved for apartment. Because the first apartment we applied to, they denied us for rental debt, and then come to find out, I figured out, because I saw their screen, they accidentally showed me something. I took a picture of it. They basically sent a $10 collection fee to credit unions and put rental debt on me so that they could deny me, so they could take all my application money. And so we applied to the next one. It takes 3 months to pop up on your credit, so it was clean. We just moved in, and now we finally have our own place, sleeping on a freaking empty ass mattress in the corner, like twin size, and my feet are sticking off the end. I'm like, this is the beginning. This is the Alex Ramosi sleeping in the gym. Well, he had a lot more momentum at that time, but still, like sleeping in the gym, like with just a blanket and a pillow, and wake up at 5 a.m. to train people and stuff. Like, I'm on my way. You know, it just takes time. And to anyone listening, like, it's the same with you. Like, I say these things so that you can apply it to your life, because that's what I do with everybody, no matter who. It can be anybody at Panda Express. If it's a customer, like, I'll ask them. I just force myself to ask them questions so I can apply their life to mine. And I look at them and I'm like, okay, there's things about you I don't like, because as humans, we can't help but judge. And people are like, oh, judgment is so bad. The fuck? No, judgment is the greatest, like, superpower. Like, if you use it right. I use it for, I see this person, I don't like this about them, I'm not going to do that. I see this person, what are they doing right? I'm going to do that. And if you do that with 1,000 or 10,000 people, bro, you become such a superhuman. And I think I'm just ranting for no reason now. But Hudson, love you, bro. I know you're like the #1 watcher of these. Nana, love you, Nana. I miss you a lot. Man, I keep reflecting on that time I went and visited you for a week. That was just time. Wow. It's so weird. Like, ever since I was a little kid, I've understood like checkpoints in time. Being like, wow, today's today, and like tomorrow I'm gonna be like, wow, this is tomorrow, and never really comprehending the present moment. I remember thinking months, but like 3 months before I went out to you, Nana, I was like, wow, in 3 months I'm gonna be with my Nana. Then I was there, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then it was gone, and now I'm 6 months in the future, and I'm like, I knew that 9 months ago I was like, dude, there's gonna be a point where 6 months in the future it was after Nana. Here I am sitting excited for Nana. It's like really trying to master as soon as possible the ability to enjoy the present moment and not take anything for granted, because there's going to be a day in the next decade that I no longer have my Nana, and that's going to be so heartbreaking for me. It happens with, it's humans, we all die. Like, my parents are going to pass away, my friends and family are going to pass away, I'm going to pass away, and it's like, how can I get as much time with them as possible? And understanding that has really helped me to be like, you know what, I don't care if I really succeed with money or not, because I don't want to trade my life for money. I want to go on an amazing life story and bring people along the way and get close to people along the way. So, I don't know why I do this. This is so weird, just talking to a camera and then uploading it to YouTube for nobody to watch. So bizarre. So, I was thinking, this is very important for all of us young guys and even young women. Like, it's so hard trying to figure out what you want to do with your life when you have so many options in front of you. And for me, I've already crossed college off the list. College is gone. Because, especially now, I have proof. I can make more than people out of college by myself. So I'm fine. Okay, college is off the list. Now what do I do with my time? Okay, well, I want to be, like, I guess, a rapper or an artist. And I want to make music. Like, I just love music so much. Okay, well, that's one thing on my list. Okay, what else do I want? I want to stand up comedy. Okay, that's another thing. What else do I want to do? I want to move to the Amazon and spend, like, the rest of my life there. Okay, that's a third thing. So you can't do all of them at once. Like, okay, well, how do I do that? Yeah, well, I guess I could spend the next 10 years, like 5 to 10 years, like make a couple albums, make a couple mixtapes, and, you know, I don't care if I have commercial success. Oh, okay, that puts a little bit less pressure on me, as long as I got my self-expression out and I got my, like, I did what I was saying I was going to do. Okay, I feel good. I did it. And I don't care if I was successful. Okay, I did it. Good. What about comedian? Like, yeah, I want to be really successful. What does it take? Just a lot of repetition, a lot of trial and error, a lot of meeting people, and a lot of just putting yourself out there, just going, and like just keep trying until it works. Okay, well I could do that while I do art. Okay, and what about Amazon? Okay, well how do I do? I can't go to Amazon right now if I want to do all that. So I guess I'll have to wait until I already do all that. So I'll probably be about 25 or 30 by then, and well, that's a long waiting time. I'll be a different person by then. Well, what do I do? Save some money, go down, look at the Amazon, and see how you feel about it. Visit Paul Rosalie's site and be like, look, I want to work with you for the next month. Like, let me work here for free. I don't care. I just want to see if this is what my life is meant to be. Because that's the biggest thing my dad taught me was, you know what, Enzo, you are the thinker of the family. A lot of overthinking, and almost no doing. Frank, on the other hand, very simple man, very little materialism, just a doer. He doesn't think about it, he just does. So that's why you're polar opposites, but that's a good collab. But at the same time, you need to be more like that. You need to be more of a doer. And so I'm like, okay, well, yeah, like, okay. And he's like, because you need to try everything before you know what's your thing. Like, for example, Ethan found jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and kick, like, all that. He's like, this is my thing. I found music, and I'm like, this is my thing. Comedy, I'm stretching out there, and I'm trying it because I'm going to see, is this my thing? Like, I have these ambitions for it. I've said this before. I have these ambitions for it, but I don't know if I actually like it. And I'm like, okay, well, I definitely love making music. I definitely love being up on stage doing comedy. And okay, I love those two things. Yeah, I want to pursue those. And then it's like in the Amazon, like, yeah, it's a big commitment, but how can you make that decision if you've never even seen it? You've only heard about it. Like, yeah, you grew up on Steve Irwin, but it's like, and like David Attenborough, but like, what do you want to, like, how do you know until you've done it? Okay, well, I go camping, I go out in nature. I love nature so much. My family knows me as the nature guy. Like, my mom said, like, when I was little, I pointed at the sun and the moon and the sky, and I was like, those are like God's eyes. And she just sees me as this, like, nature kid. And so I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've always been loving of nature. Like, there's a lake right here, and I want to go, like, swim in it. I want to go put goggles on and look at all the animals and see what kind of animals. And, like, I'm such an explorer, too. Like, when I lived in Ventura, every single month I climbed the peak of a mountain, and I just sat there for 8 hours writing and reading and just doing self-discovery and, like, catching up, being like, okay, what was this month about? Like, how am I feeling about where I am in life? And, like, a lot of introspection and such. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm a nature person, but is that going to click with me? And I mean, I know it will, but it's like, I just have to go do it. And it's like, it's so hard to balance so many different things when you're young. There's so many different lifestyles that you want to live in lifetimes. Only in one lifetime, you have to pick something. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I get there? Cross off all the things you don't want to do. Don't want to go to college. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to work in a cubicle. I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to live my life and be successful at it. Okay, well, you're going to have to learn a lot of skills. Acquire those skills and apply it to everything as fast as you fucking possibly can. Don't go partying. Don't go drinking. Don't go smoking. Read more. Study other people's lives. Like, I read so many Wikipedias of all of my peer, reference group. All of my reference group, like all the people I see myself being like all these famous musicians and rappers and all these. I'm like, I see myself being like that, like Mac Miller, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator. I'm like, I see that in me. Like, I haven't done anything though. So it's like, well, I have to figure out is how to get over this overthinking and just start doing. And I understand also the mix of patience and getting to the point where I can, but also I don't have the solution. So I can't keep living the exact same way and hope I'll get different results. I know that I have to change, and that I can always be living in preparation, but nothing will get done. So it's just a matter of doing. And I think I'd spend the next couple of years really spending a lot of my energy on entrepreneurship to get the money to be able to have more of an open mind and peace of mind, knowing that, like, okay, well, I don't really have to worry about that much anymore. I can more focus on what my heart is calling me to. And it's like, you just bit by bit, and while I'm doing that, I can make a mixtape, and then that'll hopefully carry momentum, and I can meet more people. I'm doing that, and it's just a matter of mixing these things at the same time and understanding what kind of person you have to be right now to optimize the time. And I understand that money is everything's pretty hard without money, especially when you are so new to everything. Like, it's been like a year since I realized my passion for art, and I'm like, well, most people are already a lifetime ahead of me. Like, they're 20 years ahead of me because they've been doing it their whole life. I'm like, I have a lot of catching up to do. So, like, what can I do in that catch-up time? That's going to take as much time as it does. It's going to take 10,000 steps to climb the mountain. So what can I do in the meantime while I'm doing that? I can listen to a podcast while I'm walking. Okay, I can learn some other things. and I can apply that to the lifestyle while I'm not doing that. And it's just basically what I was trying to say in this 6 minutes was, if you have all these different ambitions and you don't know what kind of lifestyle to do, the worst thing you can do is freeze. And you just have to try things. Yeah, you're gonna look back at your life and be like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, and I could have done this better. But you know what? As long as you always put your best foot forward and always did the best you can, you didn't waste time, because you're doing the absolute best you could at every single moment. And yeah, things might make sense, or might have been like, I could have done this different, but how could you have known? You know? So that's it. Since I'm already, you know what, I got one last thing. Since I'm already gonna be editing these videos together, might as well put one more in it, you know? And it's, the thought is out of my head. 1 second, I'm gonna cut when I think of it. Oh yeah, the reason I think I'm filming is because, yeah, I'm like lonely, but not in the sense of like, oh, I'm so alone. Like, yeah, like I'm alone, but it's like, the lonely part for me is I'm such a communal creature. Like, I need my people. And I don't have my stepbrother besides looking at a freaking little box in my hand and being like, hey brother. And like, it's just, it's, my biggest thing is conversation, and I want to drag things out of other people and bring these ideas out of myself even, and share that with someone and grow together with that person. And I can't do that when I'm out here alone, you know. And oh, they're gonna crash. Oh, she didn't crash. What an idiot. But man, it just sucks without your people. I miss my brother. I can't wait until he finishes Ventura College so we can move in together and start conquering the world. By then I'll be so skilled with this business I can teach him how to do it. And I really want to get to the point where he can work a couple hours a day and spend most of his day chasing his dreams of jiu-jitsu and being a fighter and Muay Thai and all that. And like, just the most painful thing for me is having nobody else to help me get there easier and not having crazy opportunities. And I'm like, I just want to provide that for the people I care about. Like, I want to build a business to the point where I can hire all of my friends and they can make really good money with as small amount of time as possible and develop skills that they can carry with them the rest of their life, so that whenever they're struggling with money, they have these base level of skills that has a bare minimum for them to live off of, like a bare minimum of earning, you know. And yeah, it's just hard being out here without conversation and nobody understanding you. And this is what everybody goes through. All the successful people you know, they're going through exactly what I'm going through right now. And I'm so close. I can literally like taste it. Like I'm telling my brothers, I'm like, dude, I feel it. Like, I know that in like 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna be going on tours. Like, I'm not gonna be a headliner. Maybe I will. But it's like, I know that it's like, I'll be traveling the world doing comedy or music or something. And like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have embarrassing shows where it's like 30 people, but that's something. Everybody did that, and like, that to me is so successful, because it's like, you were on the path that you created. It doesn't matter how successful you are, because as long as you chased your dreams and did the best you freaking could, you've won, brother. You won. Like, yeah, you might have to later on in life you pick something else up and, you know, you start other businesses, but I mean, that's worst case scenario, and that's like doubt coming in. But I'm gonna outwork my self-doubt. I have nothing else to do in my life, you know. So that's it. Okay, one last example. Okay, Gordon, best friend Gordon, one of my longest friends, Gordon. He is absolutely winning out of everybody I know. We both moved out here pretty much the same time, within like a span of like a week and a half. He has made almost as much, if not more, money than me, and I've worked relatively like in between full-time and part-time at Panda Express. So I'm sacrificing like 5 days out of the week, and he's only working like Fridays, Saturdays, if even. He's doing fire spinning. He does fire spinning. He's making like $250 for a 5-minute show, and he flew out back to like to LA, and he made like, I think, $1,000 or something like that, or he made $2,000 in one weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He's making like $500 per show for a 5-minute performance, and I'm like, dude, he is so crushing it. It doesn't. As a young man, I'm trying to comprehend success not being related to money, and that to me is so successful, because he is doing what he loves, being a full-time student, full-time tennis player, and he's making a living doing what he loves. And he's accomplished that at the age of 18. He just turned 19, or no, he's turning 19. Like this November 18th. And I'm like, God damn, that's what I want. Like, I don't know. I'm excited for the future. I just need to stop filming these. I do this every time.